Hello everybody. Again, we are going to discuss about the bamboo management. That is the fourth chapter in bamboo propagation and management. I am Dr. Naneshwar Mira Shivaji Khandbahale. I am assistant professor in Department of Botany, KTHM College, Nasik. So, topic of our discussion or your syllabus topic is the bamboo management. That is the fourth topic, and content of this bamboo management is plantation management and harvesting, then post harvest treatment, bamboo preservation and the treatment. So this is our last lecture of fourth unit, that is bamboo management, that is post harvest treatment, bamboo preservation and treatment. In last lecture we was discussed about the plantation management, that is the early maturation phase. There are two different phases of the plantation management, that is the seedling stage and early maturation phase. So in last lecture we have seen that in early management or early maturation phase, that is in between 3 to 5 years, we have to clean and we have to thin the bamboo clumps. So because of cleaning and because of thinning, we can avoid the congestion. After that, pruning and the debudding. So because of pruning or with the help of pruning, we can cut out extra branches which will make going to congestion or crowding in the bamboo clumps. Because of crowding or because of congestion, there is the there is the invitation or there is sort of uh, problems, or there may be a problems for the harvesting, or we can say that the congestion is quite invitation to the pest diseases and other type of harmful things. So we have to prune or we have to debud the bamboo plantation. Again, shoot thinning is there. We have to clear or we have to cut the shoot which are dead and which are not healthy, and that is called as shoot thinning. And last one, that was the fire control. Being it is a plant of grass family, it is more vulnerable for the fire, and so we have to control this type of incidents by installing the fire breaks. And that was the plantation management, that is the harvesting. So how to harvest the bamboo plants, or we how to cut the bamboo culms, that we was discussed in last lecture. In today's lecture, what we are going to discuss, that is post harvest treatment. After completing this lecture, you will know the method of protecting the bamboos, that is non chemical methods and chemical preservation methods. There are different type of methods for the protection of bamboo that comes under the post harvest treatment, and that will going to discuss in this lecture. So methods for protecting the bamboos. So bamboo poles are susceptible to decay and attacked by fungi or insect, especially powder post beetles. So bamboo is really susceptible for different type of fungi and different type of insects, and the major insect is a powder post beetles. So such attacks gives bamboo low natural durability. If bamboo is attacked by this type of fungi or insect, it reduces its natural durability. So to maintain natural durability of to the bamboos, we have to avoid this type of fungal infection or the insect on the bamboo. One way to extend the life of bamboo under use is through the preservation treatment. So we have to treat the bamboo like or as that having a good life in the market. So preservation treatments are there that we have to follow for the bamboo protection. So processing and construction methods may also be minimize attack by fungi and different type of insects. So in the diagram there is the bamboo which are placed on the racks. So when bamboo culms have been preserved, and particularly when they will be used for construction or for value added products, it is strongly advisable to store them in an elevated and covered areas to protect them so that their quality can be maintained. We can see in the diagram that bamboo is stored in elevated areas. So we can avoid the contact of bamboo with the soil, and also this particular shades are covered with a different type of metal material, so we can avoid a direct contact of bamboo with the sunlight. So protection of bamboo is very important. So techniques used to increase the durability of bamboo includes non-chemical and chemical methods. So there are two different methods which are used to protect the bamboo or to treat the bamboo, that is, these are the chemical methods and non-chemical methods. So in this diagram also we can see that bamboo are placed in a storehouse at the elevated position. So first we will discuss the non-chemical method. So obviously non-chemical method is the method in which we avoid the use of chemicals. So first, a non-chemical method is clump curing. So clumps are cut at the bottom but are left standing on the clump for some time with branches and leaves still on. So this is a non-chemical method. When we cut or when we harvest the bamboo, we have to put that bamboo as it is, in half harvested or half cut stage on the clump. And we have to place that bamboo as it is without removing the branches. Because the assimilation of leaves still goes on, the starch content in the kernel is reduced, and as a result the durability against infection by borer is increased, and this treatment does not influence attack by termites or the fungi. So when we use the non-chemical method, that is clump curing, in this method what happened, the starch content of the bamboo become low, and we know that the starch content should be low for the natural durability of bamboo. So clump curing is the first non-chemical method. Now second method is smoking. So clumps are stored above fireplaces inside the houses for some time so that the smoke blacken the kernel. So when we place the poles of bamboo or kernel in a soaking method, it's become a dark or it's become a black. So why smoking is given? So due to heating, the starch within the stem cells may be destroyed. So it may be destroyed because of heat. So in Japan, the bamboo material are kept in a heating chamber at 120 degree to 150 degree Celsius for 20 minutes. So this particular time we kept the bamboo in a heating room, and it reduces the content of starch from the starch cell, and the treatment is effective against the insect attack. So if there is some insect inside the bamboo, that may die because of the fire or because of the smoke. So this is a second method, which is a non-chemical method, which is used to increase the natural life of the bamboo. Now next method is white washing. So bamboo kernels and bamboo mats for housing construction are often painted with a slaked lime, and that is called as whitewash. So in the diagram we can see the white color of the bamboos or to the poles. So this delays water absorption and leading to a higher resistance against the fungi. So it reduces the fungal attack. and it reduces the water absorption of the bamboos. So this method can be applied over the products also. For example, a mats. So whitewashing is one of the non-chemical method. Again, plastering is the very efficient method for the protection of bamboo. So cow dung is mixed with lime or with a mortar and plastered onto the surface of bamboo. So in Marathi, we can say that kudachi ghara. What is mean by that? There is the walls of bamboo and that walls are covered with a cow dung, and that is called as plastering. So this is a traditional method, and this method is really effective to protect the bamboo from termites and from fungi and from other pests also. This is a common method used in construction of bamboo houses. This is called as plastering. Now, next non-chemical method is soaking in the water. So freshly cut green culms are put into a stagnant or running water or mud for several weeks. If our plantation is near to the river, it's become very easy to put the bamboo in the floating water. So subsequently the bamboo is dried in shade. After putting the bamboos in water, after some time we have to kept these bamboos into the shade, and we have to dry that bamboo into the shade. So during a soaking period, starch is reduced, and the method therefore improves the resistance against the borers, which are usually attacked by high amount of starch in bamboo culms. So this is again method which is mostly used to reduce the amount of starch in the bamboos. So as we discuss, I think you notice that the starch content of bamboo is very harmful. So uh, if possible, we have to reduce the starch content from the bamboo by any type of methodology. Again, soaking in the water. So this is also a non-chemical method. Subsequently, the bamboo is dried in the shade. As we have seen that the bamboo can be placed in a floating river. By that way, we can reduce the content of starch from the bamboo. This is again the second method by which we can reduce the content of starch from the bamboo. So during the soaking period, starch is reduced, and the method therefore improves the resistance against the borers, which are usually attracted by high amount of starch in the bamboo culm. So this soaking method or uh, this soaking in the floating water, these two methods are usually for the reduction or to reduce the content of starch from the bamboos. Now again, a non-chemical method, that is simple construction method. So you can see in the diagram, bamboo are placed on a bricks. So bamboo are not directly mounted into the soil. So in construction using bamboo, the upright columns that provide structural support should be elevated on stones or on a cement or on a concrete blocks, and never directly on the bare ground or the soil. Why we should not mount the bamboo directly on the soil? Because if we mount bamboo directly on the soil, it will increase the fungal attack on the uh, or it will increase the termite attack on the bamboo. So this will reduce the risk of rotting and insect attack, and planting the culms with water repellent formulations helps to reduce the mold. In this picture also we can see that there is a concrete pole on the ground, and on the concrete pole there is the bamboo house. So this is a simple construction method. So all this was the non-chemical methods. In that method we are not using the chemical. Now second is chemical preservation method. So chemical preservation methods of bamboo generally provides more effective protection than non-chemical methods, but are not always economical. So these are quite costly methods because it involves the use of different type of chemicals or some equipments that may increase the production cost of the product. So these are not always economical, but these methods are really effective, and these methods increases the natural durability of the bamboo. So how many chemical methods are there? First one is fumigation, second is steeping or a sap displacement, third one the open tank treatment, and last one, that is the butt treatment. So these are the chemical methods used to preserve the bamboo or to protect the bamboo. So first method we'll discuss, first one is fumigation. So this method is same as the smoking method in non-chemical treatment. So but difference is only that in fumigation, application of methyl bromide or some other chemicals to the bamboo for the insect control. So we use the fumes of methyl bromide or other chemicals which can be used for the protection of bamboo from the insect, and this is called as the fumigation method. So we can fumigate bamboo in different chambers or in different equipment. So there are so many sophisticated equipments are available nowadays for the fumigation of bamboo. So there are different chemicals are there, but methyl bromide is the chemical which is used for the fumigation on the bamboos, and uh, this will protect the bamboo from the insect. So this is the first chemical method, that is fumigation. Now second method is steeping or a sap displacement. So green bamboo cones are allowed to stand vertically in a container of preservative solution till adequate chemical is picked up. At the time, the kern may be freshly cut with the branches and leave on. So this is a sap displacement method in which green bamboo kernels are allowed to stand vertically in a container of preservative solution. So you can say you can see in the diagram there is three different containers, and these containers contains the water with the preservatives. So this preservatives and this water soak the some chemicals or starch, and this preservative enters into the bamboo sap, and because of that this bamboo become a become a resistant for a different type of insect and different type of fungi. So this is called as steeping or a sap displacement. Again, the open tank treatment. So kernels prepared to size are soaked in a solution of water soluble preservative for several days, and the solution get into the kernel by diffusion through the ends and partially through the sides. So this is quite long process, but it is very effective process that we have to put the poles or kernels of bamboos into a big tank, and we have to pour some preservative in the water in that tank, and this preservative enters into the bamboo from their ends and from their sides also with the diffusion pressure through where a big drum is not available due to a cost limitations. A through in a ground can be used as follows. So dig a pit measuring 4 to 5 meter long, 60 centimeter wide, 1 meter deep. So we can dig a tank into the soil. So the line the pit with plastic sheet holding a firm with a post or a stones at the surface of ground, and the pit will serve the container to the chemical solution and as a dipping tank for cut the bamboo pole. So you can see here there is a one tank. That tank contains the water, and also there is added some preservatives, so we can put the bamboo in that tank directly. So the poles are left in the preservative for several days, and it is always advisable for workers to wear a gloves, waterproof appearance, and a protective mask as precautionary measures, because we are always adding the protective chemicals or preservatives in the water, and again we are going to treat the bamboos for several days in that water. Now next is the butt treatment. This is a chemical preservation method. So the bottom part of green bamboo or dried bamboo is immersed in container of preservative, for example an old oil drum. The crumbs are left for about 1 week. So we have to use some containers, we have to put some preservatives and water in that container, and we have to dip the bottom part of green bamboo in that container, and we have to keep that for a week. So the open tank and butt methods are effective, economical and more popular. So these are the seldomly used method for the post treatment of bamboos or post treatment post harvest treatment. So using this method, 10% of copper sulfate solution extend the survive life in a ground extensively. For out of ground contact poles or strips, treatment with 10% boric acid will give a extended service life. So we can use a copper sulfate or the boric acid. So local farmers have been reported to use old engine oil particularly for the green comes, and the effectiveness of this method has not been widely repeated and the document. So this is one of the method which is followed by some farmers, but this is not a particular experimented method, and its effectiveness is not repeated in different type of experiments. But the bud treatment and the open pond treatment is very effective. So in this lecture we was discussed about the post harvest treatment of the bamboo. So post harvest treatment involves the non chemical method and the chemical method. In non chemical method, first one is a clump curing, in which after half harvesting or after a cutting of bamboo, we kept as it is on the clump with the branches, and this will reduce the amount of starch in the starch cell from the bamboo. Again, smoking is one of the method which is also used to reduce the starch content from the bamboo, and also to kill the insects which are present in the bamboo poles or piles of bamboo poles. And then whitewashing is one of the method which is used to make bamboo water resistant and again the fungal resistant. Plastering is one of the conventional method in which we cover the bamboo with the cow dung, and again soaking in the water. If our cultivation is near the river, we have to put the harvested bamboos into that river, and this will increase the uh, removal of starch from the bamboo. And the simple construction method in which we always mount the bamboo on a concrete or on the stone or on the bricks, rather than mounting it in the soil. So these are the non-chemical methods. And chemical preservation methods are fumigation, in which we use the fumes for killing the insect or to increase the durability or durability life of bamboos. Again, stripping or sap displacement is one of the method, and open tank and bud treatment are the two methods which are commonly used by different farmers for treating the bamboo. So this much we have discussed in this lecture. In next lecture we are going to discuss about the bamboo products. So already I have told you that bamboo is green gold of 21st century, and why we calling it as a green gold of 21st century, that we can make so many products, variety of product from the bamboo, and that we will going to discuss in the next sessions. Now what you have to do, you have to visit to a nearby bamboo treatment plant or the preservation unit, and you have to write the report. So you can go to the nearby bamboo treatment and preservation unit. You can write the report that which type of equipments are used, chemical or non-chemical method is followed, which type of varieties of bamboos are there for the treatment, what is the durability of life by using a particular type of method, that you have to write down in the report. So this is about the post harvest treatment of the bamboos. Thank you very much.